Hello everyone, I'm back for another video that's slightly different from the usual. Seeing as there is now an SG support scratch, and I assume many of you are likely starving for SG so you can get those sweet prefix boosters or protections as well as best in slot caps from support scratch, I decided I'd make a video on SG sources. Now, this video will include some sources from base PSO2, but primarily I'll be sticking to NGS sources since those are arguably much easier to access for the average player these days. Having a good fixer on your weapon as well as having good affixes can make getting clears of content such as the upcoming Dark Falls Dalian fight much easier and increase the chances of you being able to clear said fight. First off, as far as sources in NGS goes, we've actually got quite a bit since the main source of SG from base PSO2 was removed way back mid last year. Sega is also adding even more sources of SG this month with special tasks every Sunday and Monday. As far as what these tasks are, we'll have to wait, but I imagine they won't be very difficult to complete. The first source of SG is a weekly source which requires you to be in an alliance. By being in an alliance, you gain access to alliance tasks. These tasks, upon completion, will give you alliance badges which you can trade in for various things such as Genesis points and most importantly, SG. You can get up to 40 SG per week for 4 badges with this method, which is extremely fast and easy. If enough alliance members use your alliance mag, you can also claim a bonus of alliance badges too. Next up is ARC's record badges. For 40 ARC's record badges a week, you can get 30 weekly SG. ARC's record badges can be obtained by doing ARC's record random challenges which occur every week. These range from doing specific Trainia or field board races. Merely participating in them and clearing them is enough to give you bronze rank, which will give you 20 ARC's record badges no matter how poorly you do. The next permanent source for SG is from the Ultra Hard Standing Party quests. By completing whatever the current Ultra Hard Standing quest is once each week, you can get up to 20 SG. While this is a bit more daunting compared to the other options, it's more SG you can obtain. These quests are usually indicated on the world map with a unique icon. The next source varies depending on if you are free to play or premium. If you are free to play, you can get up to 5 SG each day from liking players' lookbooks. If you are premium, however, you instead will get 10 SG for liking 5 lookbooks each day. You can easily click on players and either it through the communications log or in area chat and visit their lookbooks that way to like them for SG each day. There are also much less infrequent methods of SG such as scratching on a special scratch or seasonal scratches. These tickets are usually given out from Mission Pass and seasonal shops respectively, but there's also a select few other ways of getting both. However, unlike the previous sources of SG, there's no guarantee you will get SG this way. SG can also be obtained from titles, however these are not unlimited and as a result are very unreliable. SG can also be obtained as a login bonus, but again, this is rather unreliable due to its infrequency. Finally, SG can also be obtained by doing your weekly tasks. The SG you get from this is rather small, but hey, it's free. So, you've cleared out all the other permanent sources of SG in NGS, but you're still hungry for more SG. You want more, but there's simply no more ways to obtain SG in NGS. Well, if you're willing to put up with a little bit of extra effort, you can head on over to base PSO2 provided you have the free DLC download from whatever store you were on. There's quite a bit of sources of SG you can get here, ranging from easy to get to requiring some level of investment. If this isn't for you, feel free to ignore this information as it does require starting fresh, assuming you have no progress already into base PSO2. Assuming you are completely new to base PSO2, the easy SG sources will come from the casino, where for 11,200 casino coins you can get 40 SG per week. This requires practically zero investment into base PS2 beyond walking over to the casino and playing some games until you get 11,200 coins. If you are bold enough to do this on every ship, you can get up to 160 SG per week. The next is a limited source which requires you doing the base PSO2 story. Both normal and the hardcore difficulty have titles in base game which reward you with SG for completing them once. There is a mass amount of one-time SG you can get this way. However, keep in mind that the hardcore difficulty is pretty difficult and you will in fact need to worry about levels and having passable gear for your level if you want to clear them. There are also several other titles which reward quite a bit of SG but require further investment into the base game. These also range in the maximum amount of investment you need, which can get pretty insane depending on how far you want to go. While requiring a bit of base PSO2 Meseta, or NGS Meseta, by wearing old spec outerwears and costumes, you can get 10 SG per outer or costume by wearing it for 22 hours. Assuming this still isn't enough for you and you want more SG and are committed to investing just enough in the base so you can partake in endgame level content, your next bet is to gear up with the minimum entry level gear to partake in Cradle of Darkness triggers and urgent quests. Assuming you see one hosted in a lobby and are level 85 plus, you can join this quest and will get drops for Buster badges, which can be traded in for 100 SG a week on the second floor of the shopping plaza. This is a fantastic source of SG but requires some level of investment in the base and people running Cradle to begin with. Finally, if you are an absolute masochist, you can gain SG from doing base game PvP content in universal ship blocks. Unfortunately, you will either have to get lucky or find out when the group who runs PvP is running, but this requires almost no investment in the base game to partake in PvP. Actually climbing up the ranks for a massive amount of monthly SG does however require some level of skill, so keep that in mind. That being said, that's basically all the ways you can grab SG on PSO2 Global. While NGS can't give you SG in bulk like base PSO2 could in the past, there are slowly more repeatable ways of getting SG, which is at the very least a big step forward compared to last year. The SG support still very much requires quite a lot of SG, but it's well worth it if you want to make really strong your gear. I hope this helps those who are looking for more ways to get SG and that you enjoyed this video, which is a bit more different from what I usually do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.